Done. Okay. And we should be live on LinkedIn. Like we are checking the tag that okay, yeah, I see myself live, so we're good. We're good. All right.
Yeah.
Woo. Hello everybody. So welcome to day 4 after I don't know, like technical issues Thursday. We finally live. So what we're gonna talk about today, we're gonna talk about tech in your business, right? Because when we start businesses, right, we have a business idea, but like at some point you think about, but what about website? What about automation? What about email list? What about AI? So that's what we're going to talk about today. I also have a guest on my show, and he will come up on stage a little bit later. Also, like I'm super excited to have him on the show today because um he is also an iOS developer. So since we're talking about tech, I figured that it would be amazing to have another tech expert like to talk about AI and automation and email marketing and stuff like that. So let me just check also on my phone that I'm live and make sure that I can monitor the chat. By the way, if you have questions like about AI, about automation, about anything, please let me know in the chat. Please let me know in the chat if any questions, either how to set up your email provider, email sequence, AI, automation in your business, stuff like that. Please let me know because we would like to answer your questions as well today. All right. So when it comes to technology in your business, I think mm, first and foremost, you need to stop and think about your bigger, like what you're trying to do. Because let me tell you something. When I started my business, I literally wasted about I don't know, like maybe like anywhere from $500 to 1,000, maybe even more, on the technology that I will never use, that I would never use, and it would never return, never provide a return on investment. So things like website, right? When you're starting out, putting your website out is kind of like it, like I mean, at some point, it's a good to have a website, right? But when you're starting out, or like when you do organic, your website, especially without clarity, it will be more confusing, and like it's not gonna generate like the whole lot of offers or the whole lot of conversions. So I would say do the website, but the website should be not just information about you, but like either like a landing page where you can easily direct people either to book a call with you or to apply for your program, apply for your wait list, right? And it takes time. And also, I promise you that pretty much having a website prematurely won't bring you the whole lot of client. Like I can just promise you that. So another thing is understand how you're using that technology, right? So like normally the essentials are your social media. You don't need to have a schedule for social media for like for the most part. Like I use LinkedIn and I use YouTube. I can schedule my content right there. I don't know if you can do that on Facebook. Facebook is a little bit more intricate, I guess. So, but like really scheduling my content, right? Automating things that I can automate, right? Zoom, right? Where I have calls with my clients, and payment system. I use Stripe. I also use Thriftcart, right? Because I like to create beautiful checkout pages. And also, if I need to finance my clients, like I can. So before you jump in another technical solution for your business, I would like you to like literally just stop, and think about what are you going to do with that solution. And do you need to pay that money for that tech solution? And are you going to get return on investment? Zoom, yes, absolutely return on investment. I do live stream via Zoom right now because like it's just better quality. So yeah, before you use any before you sign up for any tech, it's really important to ask yourself in the season of your business right now, does it make sense? Does it make sense? Because at some point you will figure out that like, oh, like I have clients, I need some sort of client management system, maybe like members only website, maybe membership, maybe like private groups, private space where I can share my knowledge, right? And a lot of those private spaces, they come together with a website that you can build right there and then. But what a lot of entrepreneurs are doing, like they build a website, then they need to sign up for some sort of services like Kajabi or Memberable or um teachable, and like here it is, they have to pay for a website that they just created, and it's not like and it's not and in order to make it compatible with Kajabi or another service, you have to pay more money to that website as the whole mess. So my the like the, why I'm telling you that you don't need a website when you start your business. You don't need a website, right? And you create web pages based on your need. Like, okay, like you have a program, create a landing page, and that landing page will have information about you, will have information about your program, and also that landing page will have all necessary components that you need, like apply for my program, schedule a call with me, whatever it is, right? So you don't need like save that money and invest that money in creating like a landing page if it is something that is relevant for your business. So another blind spot that we have in tech is AI. And it's a blind spot, y'all, because here's the thing. This is what I think about AI, honestly, and we're going to dive a little bit deeper. On the one hand, you have to use AI because we are in AI era. Money loves speed. Money loves speed. If you want to make money, you gotta move fast. We live in a very fast-paced environment and in a very fast-paced market. So you gotta act fast. So AI will help you to do that. However, like in 2023, like last year, right, when ChatGPT absolutely amazed everybody in every industry, in tech industry, in entrepreneurial industry. I was a part of another coaching program where we're talking about LinkedIn and how to optimize LinkedIn for lead generation. And we're like, oh my gosh, AI can create posts with emojis. Imagine that. Like, I don't have to think about what kind of emoji I have to put. Like that was like ridiculous. But and a lot of entrepreneurs and a lot of coaches, uh, they started jumping on AI trend. But in what we see right now in the consumer behavior, right? When we abdicate our power to AI, our customers are voting with their wallets. Because at some point, right, if you're not careful, if you abdicate your power to AI, if you abdicate your expertise to AI, if you trust AI to write the post better than you do, then guess what? Your post will sound very similar to everybody else who fall into that trap, right? And there are a lot of entrepreneurs because like at some point, like I see it less and less, and I think a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of coaches, a lot of service providers, they realize like, oh no, like that sounds very much like ChatGPT. Let me stop right there. Let me just edit something. Let me just do it on my own. This is why a lot of copywriters they were worried about AI because at some point, like AI will run in the same problem that like a very junior copywriter runs in. Like they can't really put it in your voice, and they can't really deliver the message, like the message that you only you can deliver. So, and this is where we have the blind spot. So kind of what you can use AI, you can use AI literally for almost anything. Like it will help you with content. But what I think like the most helpful is when you create content initially and you just ask for better copy. My favorite work with ChatGPT is when I prompt ChatGPT to create something for me, and I fine tune, I challenge that, I make it more specific, more specific, more specific. And at some point, ChatGPT be like, you better ask an expert. Like, I don't, at this point, I don't really know what you want from me. So nothing is quite clicking. This is the most like accurate copy that I can possibly give for you. Consult the expert. And like, yes, I am the expert. Like, I will consult me. Um, but besides that, like you can use ChatGPT for your sales conversations, right? And like with easy prompts. But again, what is missing right now? What like and where entrepreneurs can lose money and lose credibility is when you abdicate your power to AI completely. Sometimes I also have that, I don't know, like brain fog when okay, like I need to follow up with that person. I literally don't know what to, I know what I want to say. I don't know how to say that. I didn't have enough coffee. I had a lot of technical difficulties this morning. So like I need to do like, listen, I can do this right now. So I would ask ChatGPT to form a message for me. But again, like a lot of the times I would have to go back and just do it myself anyway, because the connection was missing. Like, and no matter how good of a promise I would give, it would still give me not quite satisfiable answer. But also on the other hand, I like I close clients with the help of AI and with the help of like forming sales conversations. But again, to form those sales conversations, right? It's not like that. I asked ChatGPT, hey, ChatGPT, sell my high ticket coaching program to this person. This is what they say. What should I say? Like, not quite like that. It's like I'm asking ChatGPT to give me more precise answer. Like, and I would just ask, okay, treat me as an expert. Am I missing something? Because sometimes, like you might miss something, and sometimes the ChatGPT would tell me like, your response is really good. However, if your intention is to do X, Y, and Z, this is what you add instead. I'm like, oh, okay, like that makes sense, and then I add it in my words, and I noticed those conversations a little bit more fruitful and a little bit more and a lot more productive. But here's the thing, no matter what technology you use, until you trust your expertise, until you act from the place that you deserve to be here, that you are the expert, that you are fully confident in yourself, AI won't help you. AI won't boost your confidence. AI is to amplify the confidence, the expertise that you have, and make it faster and make it more efficient. However, if you abdicate your expertise to a machine, if you abdicate your expertise to the AI, that won't be sustainable for your business for a long time. Because at some point, customer behavior will change. At some point, like the only constant in business is the change. Everything is changing, and you have to change with that. And if you abdicate your ability to pivot, your ability to change, your ability to listen to the market, to a machine, then like that at some point it's not going to be sustainable, or that machine will just replace you at some point, or it will emerge in the service that people can just do online without spending thousands and thousands of dollars on your service. Like, this is why I say that your messaging and knowing your customer, and more importantly, like, this is something that I'm very big on, providing real human interaction. Because with a lot of, this is something that I've been talking about the whole week, that in coaching programs, right? That you hear those promises, you hear like the results that you can get. You get excited, you sign up, you are in the program. There are some sort of video course, and you have very little access to the coaches. And then you watch the course, you do the work, but something is not clicking. And when something is not clicking, you feel disempowered. And when you feel disempowered, this is where, like, this is why, no matter if I'm running group coaching program like with Career Legacy, or if I'm running coaching program for service providers and coaches who would like to sell their high ticket service, I offer one-on-one, because I know, like, the human nature is to give up on on yourself. The human nature is to, like, stop going, or just fall into the spiral. Oh, it's probably not for me. Whereas with the human interaction, with the direct support, with the direct coaching, you can get your power back. So, and this is why it is important to keep that element of humanity in your business, that people have access to you, that they know your voice. Because listen, we also have dangers with the AI. We have a lot of AI blind spots, because, like, there are certain websites that can create your image, create your voice, and create videos with you, right? Like speaking, and really presenting your message. This is why it is so important. This is why it is so important to have that interaction with your audience, to let your audience let and get to know you as a person. So if something as terrible happens to you, first of all, you could reach out to your audience and say, hey, like, something happened. This is a clone. This is not me. Because if people can clone your IG page with the higher and better technology, why can't they clone you? And on Instagram, for example, I know a fake is a fake because the way they interact. All I need to do is just send them a message, ask a few questions, and I immediately realize that it is a fake. And also, there's no original content in a way, right? Like, again, how your people know your uniqueness, your unique voice. So also, um when it comes to AI, right? Like, there are a few things you can automate, and there are a few things that you should automate. Um, Email sequences, right? Ideas for email sequences and editing for your emails, right? The like you It takes a lot, excuse me, it takes a long time to really prep for the email sequence, right? When you do email marketing. But when you use AI, right, you can create, if you don't want to write every single email yourself, which I don't always do. I sometimes I delegate that work to the AI because it's just faster, but sometimes I just get the topics, or sometimes I just get the structure of the another sequence, and I write emails myself. And just like an inspiration for me. Video editing, right? When you see my short videos with subtitles, like, I think I use Opus, right? And it's really like it like this is a very easy tool to use. And instead of me spending like an hour, 30 minutes to an hour to edit one simple short clip the way I want it, right? So, AI helps me there. AI helps, well, automation, not necessarily AI. Like, for example, with my content as well, video content, when I I can be physically live, but I can pre-schedule and reschedule my live streams. So I'm live, I'm delivering value to my people and to my audience, but at the same time, I'm doing my thing and in almost in parallel. By the way, this live stream is not pre-recorded. This is a real life. This is why we were a little late because life was happening. Also, what other things you can automate in your business and you should automate in your business because it is literally taking money like from the table that you're making and by consuming your time. So invoices, if you need to send an invoice or like check like collecting payments, it should be automated and should be simple. Ideally, you should have a very easy process for your customers to just click the link, make a purchase, get the receipt, be added to the email sequence or be added to your system like automatically. This is something that you want to automate because it takes a lot of time. Imagine if you have 50 clients right now and you have to do that manual work by yourself. It will take you a lot of time. And, it's not the most enjoyable activity to do in the business. I know that. Onboarding. Also, onboarding can be automated. Again, like you onboarding email, scheduling, onboarding call. Um, providing instructions. If you have to provide the same instructions over and over and over again to all of your customers, might as well automate it and make it more smooth automatic process until you meet them in persons, sending contracts to your clients, right? Again, you can automate that process. You can create like if sending contracts is something that you do with your clients, you can automate that email sequences, email check-ins, and like scheduling content. This 100% makes sense to automate. 100% makes sense to automate. What not to automate, especially on LinkedIn, you can get in trouble for that. Personal conversational, like direct messages, do not automate those. I know there are tools that will um, automate those conversations, but again, people miss human interaction. When it's an automated a message, it feels spammy, it feels inauthentic, it lacks connection. If you want to sell in your DMs and if you want to warm people up in your DMs and create relationship, don't automate that. Don't automate that. Also, another thing not to automate is a LinkedIn network request. Like, don't do that. Like, I know a person we were talking like probably a year ago and that person held a large network, probably like 15,000 followers, and I asked, oh, you have 15,000 followers, it's really good, how did you get there? And that person said, well, I automated a LinkedIn request. So I use Selenium and I use test automation, UI test automation or UI automation to simply just do it for me. So I was looking for people and automatically send connection requests. And it's a big missed opportunity there. Big missed opportunity there. So also I want to talk to you about something that I'm personally passionate about. We are often think about a website, right? The first thing, like, I don't know why it's like a epidemic in entrepreneurs. Like when they hear like, oh, I need to start a business, I need a website. But what about? Here's the thing: majority of your customers will consume your content and will get in touch with you in the digital world on mobile. And like I have Jason with me today. Listen, we're gonna talk about that too because I can't wait. I can't wait what you think about it. So about mobile app, right? Um Also when you work with things like I don't know, like members only websites or you wanna provide personal touch. So I think it is a fair assumption or it's a fair thought to think about, do I need a mobile app? Do I need a mobile app? Because A mobile app can provide a very personal, intimate connection with your customer. If it makes sense for the season of the business that you're in. I know from my experience, for example, hypnotherapists, people who do hypno breath work, people who can do some sort of like sound healing meditation, they have their own app. This is how you, first of all, this is how you interact with your customer. You spending, it takes about 70 about 7 hours for the person to spend with you in order they commit, and 24 touches on top of that for them to convert. And again, think about like those 7 hours of spending with you, right? You don't have that physical time, but like when you have a mobile app, maybe a podcast, when you are close to your customer, then it might boost your conversion rate. And also, even if you don't have a mobile app, or maybe it's not the season for your business just yet, think about mobile experience for your customer. Literally, like whatever you do, you're planning to do a LinkedIn post, test it on mobile. See how it looks like. Because if your post is not readable or not compelling on mobile, guess what? Your customer will miss it because majority of your audience will consume your content on mobile. This is really, really, really important. Uh, so and test everything, and test everything, and test everything. Um, so when it comes to your automation, it is also important to automate what it makes sense, and also be clear on your messaging. Be clear on your messaging because automation without good messaging will not work. You'll The first thing that will attract people to your business is you, and then you automate that attraction. You automate that message. You use those tools to amplify your message, and this is something that is really important. So, I also want to share with you a few tools that you can use, right, for automation. Zapier is when you automate like different software that are not talking to each other, like great automation tools. Stripe, collect payments. ConvertKit for email marketing. Restream, what I'm using right now for live stream. StreamYard, the same software that I'm using also for my live stream. ThriveCard to collect payments, to create like beautiful checkout pages, payment plans, all of that. Calendly to schedule your appointments. Those are the tools. So I now would like to invite Jason on stage. Jason is my client. We work together, and I would like to invite you, my friend, and we're going to chat a little bit. Jason, 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 I think you're muted. Oh, Jason, hold on, y'all. We have technical difficulties. Jason, all right. Jason, you're there. Can you hear me? Listen, I don't know what happens like during Thursdays, but we had a lot of technical difficulties this morning. Jason, hello, my friend. Can y'all hear me? Like, is my audio on? Like, I just want to make sure that like the sound is coming on. Uh, I'm trying to message Jason. Hey,
Hello?
Jason. Hey, are you there?
Yes. I'm trying to get my cameras turned on.
I was like,
All right.
I thought I lost you. Like, oh no. Like Jason, Jason,
All right, hold
Jason.
on. My camera's still not on. All right, I'm here. There we go.
All right, let me unpin myself, remove the pin. Hey, Jason. Welcome. Welcome back. We already been on the show. So, my first question to you, I know like we work in the past and you were my client who actually also get double, right? Two for one career legacy and launched that offer like business coaching and we were working one-on-one. So,
Mhm.
can you tell me like what inspired you to like really start working together? What about the program? What about me or maybe like a content that inspired you to join the program and
Yeah.
actually commit to two for one offer?
I would say probably three major things. One, you're really active and you're really keen on marketing, which as a developer, sometimes we could struggle with marketing, right? So I really liked how you basically how you market. Like I wanted to like kind of learn more and see how you did that. The second thing as well is you had also done quite a bit of coaching programs yourself, like you've been a part of many. So I kind of saw that you were serious and like that I kind of assumed too that you had taken knowledge from those programs, right? And I could learn something, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
so that was the second thing. And the third thing was kind of being able to do the coaching and the career was pretty helpful.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause like also uh I remember us talking. I said, "Hey, like you decided to enroll into for one, so like don't struggle. Like even when you I remember when you just enrolled, you were looking for your like a contract gig, right? And literally, like you asked me, like, well, like what do I do with my link, or well, I don't know, like resume, and
Oh
I
yeah,
got
guys.
you immediate access to that. So, um, but I'm also curious because like you had an incredible journey because really watching you in 3 months, starting from low ticket course for iOS developers to really building your high ticket coaching program, landing your client. Like that was quite a transformation because I know some coaches are struggling for a year, 2 or 3 years without landing really high paying clients. So can you walk us through your transformation? Because this is really incredible. Like this is really, really incredible. And so
Mhm.
many business owners give up on their dreams because that high paying client never comes or doesn't come soon enough. It is like your paying client is coming. It's just the matter of your patience. So can you please walk us through your entrepreneurial journey, how it
Yeah.
was like for you?
Yeah, so before I started the coaching program, I'd been on YouTube for a little bit over a year. I'm almost at 2 years now. And that along with the podcast kind of helped, I had built up good value and or not good, what is it, goodwill? And I had only done courses by then, which were like low ticket, a couple $100 maybe here and there. And I had never presented my audience an offer like that, even though even though I could pretty certainly say that there is like if you look deep enough, you'd probably find a few people who'd be willing to pay. It's just the offer was never presented to them.
Mm-hmm.
And then yeah, I joined your program and basically helped me build the program from scratch because I hadn't ever really thought about it. I was just thinking the course route in terms of monetizing what I had built.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really, really incredible. So also I know that I know you were able to propel to your success? Well, first of all, like you were very coachable, right? Like I tell you what to do, like, hey, go do live stream, you go do live stream. Hey, implement this sales tactic, you go and implement this sales tactic. You were very, very coachable, and like you were doing the work. So,
Mhm.
um, also, I would like to ask you what level of support you're getting inside of the coaching program, because a lot of people, and I know a lot of people are like, I personally am cautious of business coaching and coaching in general, because way too often I would commit to something and I would not get the level of support, the level of access that I really need. So, what was your experience?
Yeah, so my experience, I got all the access that you mentioned I would get, right, when I joined the program. Like we had our weekly calls, and yeah, you were always there for those. And whatever questions I had, you were able to answer. And then if I ever needed any further assistance, I could always just message you, and you would always get back to me with a response, or telling me, oh, you should go check this out. This might be helpful, and yeah, things like that.
Yeah, yeah, of course. And also, it's even when I like also how your brain works, because I remember we were working on one methodology for launching, right? And the methodology that I'm using, it's live stream launches, right? And
Yeah.
I utilize the challenger model launch in a way where you tackle the assumptions when you strategically educate people. And lives, oh, the masterclass lives is something that this is this is new, this is something that I'm
Yeah.
experimenting with, because like if you like, Eugene, you never taught me how to do master classes for 5 days in a row, so like WTF, like this is something new that I'm testing right now. um Also, another thing, when you look at your business, right, you have like three phases. You have messaging phase. When you show up, nobody raises their hand, nobody wants to work with you, like crickets, right? This is the messaging phase. But like
Mhm.
then probably over 90 days, people start raising hands and people start booking sales calls with you. And your messaging is working. And phase number three is actually conversion phase, and it's probably one of the hardest one, because like, how do you handle sales conversations? And what I struggle with personally with a lot of coaching programs, that there's a video how to do high sales coaching calls or high ticket sales, right? Like the sales
Mhm.
conversation, but it never works as well as they say, or like maybe I say something wrong. And what I notice for me, what works really, really well is when I actually train with my coach and do role plays. So, what can you say about the sales training, the role plays that we had, and how was
Oh.
it helpful for you?
Yeah, so the role plays are always going to be great, especially when you're starting off doing sales. Because I mean, I'm a developer, and I never had a sales job, never did anything sales related, and I had to consume some content on it, so I had some knowledge, but I had never, it was just theory, right? I never put it into practice until I launched the program, and there, there I was just stumbling and fumbling all over the place. But it was really good because you have to get your reps, right? And then
Mhm.
going through the what do you call it, the sales, what do you call it, like the sales training.
Yes.
Yeah, the doing those, like the one-on-ones, was really helpful, because then you could kind of you because these scenarios, you can end up in these scenarios and like in an actual sales call, and then you can kind of refer back to it and kind of better know how to maneuver.
Yeah, like what, like I remember when we were talking on the sales training, and I asked like, well, like, so what the prospect? So like, well, I need to think about it. Like, so my prospect is thinking about it. Like, and how did you respond? Like, I said, yeah, sure. Like, this is not an objection. Like,
Mhm.
there's a deeper reason why your customer says, I need to think about it. And
Mhm.
it, like it's our initial instinct, like, oh, like customers say no, or like, not right now, I'm not ready, it's too expensive, right? Our initial instinct, well, they're not ready to buy, but it's really uncovering their fears and really coaching them through their fears. It's not convincing anybody to buy your services. It's like, okay, but what is it? Like, you don't trust yourself? You don't think I can deliver the service? You think it's like too complicated? Again, not believing in yourself and stuff like that. Also, speaking of sales goals, right? I'm honestly a little bit jealous of you because do you recall on average how many sales calls, how many consultations you would get requested like after like start doing your launch, start putting your content out there? Do you remember on average?
Think I did 50 in a month.
Wow, wow, 50, 50 in a month. Listen, like I don't do 50 sales calls in a month. So this is
It
why
was
I'm a little
draining.
jealous of you.
It was,
Like
yeah, it was
50, listen, 50 sales calls in a month, it gives you reps, and also like it's a evidence that your messaging is working. It's a
mm,
evidence that your messaging is working. Um so and also, as entrepreneurs, right? We live lives and life sometimes is lifing. And I'm not going to go into details, but when there are moments, maybe in your personal life, and maybe where you don't feel like going like as far or as hard because, like family stuff, personal stuff does happen. And I think this is where this is where you want to make sure that you are in a room where you can fall back and say, hey, this is something like something is happening in my life. This is why I'm not showing up. Or like, can you coach me through that? Can you walk me through that? So what can you say to that?
what can I say to that? In regards to what, like,
Yeah,
yeah, what do you
like
mean?
the
What?
like the support, like if something like let's say, like something is personal happening and like this is probably where you need the support from your coach the most.
Mhm.
Like where like
Oh, I see.
it, yeah,
Yeah.
like how was that
Mhm.
experience?
Yeah, because life will always happen to everyone, right? No matter
Yes.
what you're trying to, yeah, no matter what you're doing. And being able to have somebody who's there and has they've already done what you're trying to do, and of course they've life has happened to them too, right? Because life happens to everybody, right? So they can kind of help guide you and assist you and provide like some support that
And
you
also,
otherwise would not have, right? If you didn't have like a coach, then you kind of just be by yourself, like going at it alone.
yeah, because like I remember our like very recent calls is like, hey, like life was like beating me in the nuts with the wall with the brick stone wall, like, and this is how it felt like that. And also, like hearing that from your mentor that like, hey, this is how I'm going through similar experiences. This is what helped me. This is like why I keep showing up and like it doesn't look like I went through hell and some, like just like in
Mhm.
a couple of months or a couple of months
Mhm.
ago. So, but like this is like really having that support because I personally appreciate when my mentors and my coaches would go forth and say, "Hey, I didn't make what I wanted to make. I didn't make what I planning to make. This is how I'm mitigating the risk." Because it's entrepreneurship, like risks will always happen. Yeah, I really appreciate you being here. And who would you recommend this program for?
Who would I recommend this program for? If anyone's out there who's looking to build their high ticket coaching or interested in getting into high ticket coaching, I would definitely recommend you guys to join UG's program.
Yeah. Yeah, like um I've been blessed to work with so many beautiful clients, and well, you and Donovan, you both are building like high ticket mentorship programs, and like I don't know, like honestly, strictly off the record, I don't think they're that high ticket. It's so reasonable in comparison to boot camps that are out there. Like I don't know what the people's issues are.
Mhm.
So like my personal thing, um and also like I just started working with an amazing client who is a brand strategist, right? And like guiding brands, guiding people to like their marketing strategy. It's absolutely amazing. So speaking of my invitation and my offer to you, so early bird special is gone, but I I will always, Jason knows, I will always reward people who commit to themselves. And when you either pay in full for 35.77 or split your payment into, you are going to get 90-minute VIP session with you, because I don't know about you, but I'm that kind of person who joins the program and I know and I just want to know, I just want to know the whole thing. I just know want to know the whole path. What I'm going to do, how many steps, how like what is the progression looks like, how good looks like, and what I can do like right now at the moment as we're getting the reps. Because like for example, with my new client, we were really talking about the offer safety, how to make a client more trusting and say and trust you with, you know, like high ticket coaching offer or high ticket service, right? Because
Mhm.
again, like people have risk, people have those risks. So like it's 35.77 paying full. Also 35.77 you can also finance it through Klarna or Afterpay. If it works for you, for some it works, for some it doesn't. So, but you can also split it into two payments, 1927, or you can select 6 months payment plan for $750. Um, so yeah, like that's the offer. And again, the return on investment is really like is really talking to my customers like Jason, like Donovan, like who building their businesses, building their mentorship programs in like getting return on investment. Because like really what like and Jason, it's absolutely kudos to you too, because again, like I've been into like what, three coaching programs. I promise you, not many people get 50 calls like per month. Like not many, like literally not many people in like
Mhm.
no matter if they're training with a like big name coach or not so big name coach or like not people don't have 50 calls per month. And this is incredible. So like that's why I jump with you so fast on um the sales training, because
Mhm.
I wanted you to have more
Yeah.
conversion, like higher conversion rate. So like thank you so much for coming in. Like
Mhm.
let me see if there are questions for us on LinkedIn. I know like I don't know, today technology was acting weird, acting strange. Tomorrow we're going to talk about high ticket sales framework and high ticket sales conversation. So, join me tomorrow if you have a high ticket offer, if you have a high ticket service, and you're thinking about how to improve your sales, how to shorten your sales cycle, how to improve your sales conversations. And we're going to talk more about like sales training and what is working, what is not working, how to handle objections, all that beauty sales. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. And Jason, again, thank you so much for being a great client, for being coachable, and for supporting me, for being on the show with me. Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
You're welcome. Bye, everyone.
All right. Bye, y'all.